cooking a delicious dish in a pumpkin from the garden. The whole village is delighted. Greetings, friends and food lovers. Today, I've got something extra special to share with you, straight from the garden. But here's the thing, I'm working with an ingredient that's going to surprise you. It's not just about what I'm cooking, it's how I'm going to use it. The whole village gets excited when this dish comes around, and by the end you'll see why. Curious yet? Stick around. That's what we're after. Check this out. It's a pumpkin. And not just any pumpkin. Did you know pumpkins are packed with nutrients and have been used in cooking for centuries? They're incredibly versatile. You can roast them, use them in soups, or even bake them into sweet pies. But today, we're taking it to the next level with a savory dish that'll have everyone talking. Here's the star of the show. Look at the size of this thing, it's massive. Pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes, but when you've got one this big, you know something delicious is about to happen. Now, to make things easier, I've got this little trick up my sleeve. It might look funny, but this small trolley with wheels is perfect for carrying a pumpkin this heavy. Let's get it over to the kitchen. And while I'm at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on more delicious content like this. Hit that bell icon so you're always in the loop. And if you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up. I'll know you're loving it as much as I am. Alright, we've got the big one here. Let's not forget the little ones though. They're just as important, so I'll grab those too. Now, for this, I'll need my trusty knives. These beauties are sharp and reliable, perfect for handling tough ingredients like pumpkins. If you're serious about your kitchen game, you've got to check out my shop. I've got an amazing collection of knives and other cool tools to help you tackle anything, even a pumpkin this size. Off with the top. We're making space inside for the good stuff. You can stuff pumpkins with all kinds of ingredients: meat, rice, veggies, you name it. Let's clean out the inside. We need to get rid of all those seeds and stringy bits, so we have room for our delicious filling. Trust me, you want a nice clean space for all the flavours to come together. Now on to the smaller pumpkins. Same process. We're going to clean them out and get them ready for stuffing. All pumpkins are prepped and ready. I've scooped out the insides and made a cute little lid from the tops. They're going to be perfect for our dish. Next, we're going to put this pot of water on the fire. We'll need it in a bit, so let's get it heating up. Now for something extra special, chestnuts. These are going to add a lovely, rich, nutty flavour to our dish. Chestnuts have this creamy texture once cooked, and they bring a subtle sweetness too. First though, we've got to get them out of their spiky shells. Gloves on, and let's get to it. I'm going to score the chestnuts and toss them into the boiling water. They need good cooking to soften up. This way they'll blend beautifully with the rest of our ingredients. Okay, chestnuts are done, and straight into the water they go. I'm adding a splash of corn oil here. It helps with roasting later, giving everything a richer, smoother texture, and preventing the chestnuts from drying out. Chestnuts are cooked, so let's get them out and peel off that outer skin. Now that they're ready, along with all the other ingredients, we can move on to the real fun. For the meat, I'm using lamb, specifically the legs. Lamb meat is tender and packed with flavour, perfect for slow cooking in the pumpkin. When butchering, you want to make sure to get nice, even cuts, so everything cooks evenly. I'm trimming the meat off the bone, leaving just enough fat to keep things juicy. Let's dice up some onions, lots of them. You want that sweetness to come through in every bite. Okay, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram for more awesome content. You'll get behind-the-scenes shots and sneak peeks of upcoming recipes. I'm also adding some dried apricots here. They'll add a subtle sweetness that pairs perfectly with the richness of the lamb. Now it's time to roast the onions together with our dried apricots, chestnuts, and a handful of white and black raisins. The raisins give the dish a nice balance of sweetness and a bit of chew. Let's salt this beauty and give it a good roast. The caramelization of the onions and fruits will create a deep, flavorful base. After a quick roast, everything goes inside the pumpkin. First, I layer the roasted mix of onions, chestnuts, apricots and raisins. On top of that, we'll add the chunks of lamb, making sure to pack it in nicely. Then we'll close it up with the pumpkin's lid, sealing in all those delicious flavors for a slow, flavorful cook. Now, let's add some salt to the boiling water. This is for the rice, which will go into the pumpkin as well. But first, we need to wash the rice thoroughly. You want to get rid of any excess starch so it cooks up nice and fluffy. The rice is almost ready. We don't want to fully cook it here because it'll finish cooking inside the pumpkin. This way it'll absorb all the juices from the meats and spices. Let's get the tandoor prepped. It's all about building up the right heat, so I'm fueling it up with plenty of wood. The heat needs to be intense but steady for a slow, even cook. Now let's add the dried fruits we've roasted with the onions to the rice. In Azerbaijan, it's traditional to include cooked dried apricots and raisins for that perfect balance of sweetness. These little bursts of flavour elevate the dish with both sweet and salty flavours simultaneously. And don't forget to check out our shop to grab everything you need to cook like a pro, just like I do. Now that we've drained the water from the rice, I'm adding a pinch of turmeric for colour and flavour. And by the way, don't forget to scan the QR code and check out my shop. You'll find all kinds of cool kitchen gear. Look around at the autumn scenery. The trees are a tapestry of oranges, yellows, and red leaves dancing in the crisp breeze. The air is fresh, and you can almost smell the earth as it prepares for winter. This is the perfect backdrop for our cozy meal. Now let's fill our pumpkins with the rice mixture and add a generous dollop of butter. Just imagine how good this is going to taste. The sweetness of the pumpkin paired with the aromatic rice and buttery goodness. It's the ultimate comfort food for autumn, a true celebration of seasonal flavors. Can you see the construction over the tandoor? I designed it specifically to cook all three pumpkins together. It's all about keeping things efficient. While everything is cooking, let's take a tea break and enjoy a warm cup of tea, soaking in this beautiful autumn scenery. You know, there's nothing quite like sipping tea surrounded by nature, letting the warmth seep in. Wait, someone has sneaked into the garden. I think they caught a whiff of something delicious wafting through the air. The aroma must be irresistible. Let's check on those pumpkins. Look, the biggest one has split in half. Probably the temperature inside the tandoor was a bit too high. But that's okay. The most important thing is that it didn't fall inside. We still have a feast ahead. Just look at these kids. Their faces lit up with excitement over the meal they're about to enjoy. Save your energy for the feast, kids. And check out this fluffy rice. Each grain is perfectly cooked. Let's scoop some pumpkin over it. The combination of flavors is going to be amazing. And don't forget, I cooked some meat in the smaller pumpkins as a perfect side for our rice. It's going to add a savory contrast that pairs wonderfully with the sweet elements of the dish. Let's serve some into my bowl and have a taste before presenting it to our guests. This little sneak peek is a treat. Look at these faces, frozen in a moment of anticipation before digging their spoons into this beautiful rice. Take a breath and dig in, everyone. For me, traditional Azerbaijani rice is one of my absolute favorites, and for most kids too. This dish is a staple in every Azerbaijani household, cooked almost weekly, and it's no wonder the kids love it so much. It's comfort food at its finest. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon to dive deeper into the delicious world of Azerbaijani cuisine. I hope you enjoyed this autumn feast as much as I did.
Kanalımıza destek olmak istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.
Until next time, my friends, let's keep celebrating the flavors of our heritage together.